Hello, everyone. Welcome to Off the Charts, episode 214. As you can see, I've got two of my friends here on top of me. We have Pascal, who's done the Merciful Fate ranking with me. And of course, from last year, who did the 2022 ranking, and Motley Crue, my friend Steff. So welcome, guys, to what are we doing today? Our top 2023 albums. So top 10 2023 albums and some what the fuck's the word there? Honorable mentions. Stop it. Okay. Yeah, thank God we don't we keep bloopers here. So before we start off, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe, tell your friends, share away, blah blah blah. How are you, Pascal, today?
I'm very good, very good. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for joining us. And you, how are you?
Very good, very good. I think, like you guys, I'm a sucker for top 10s or top 20s or whatever. It's always fun to see what other people are listening to, and also get some ideas or get to know new bands or bands that you don't even know that came out with a new album. So always fun to do this type of stuff.
And we've known each other for what, 20 plus years, and how many top 10s have we done in between us three? It's ridiculous.
The list masters.
In December, I'm always reading lists and stuff, and I get about half of the stuff I buy in a year is from end of year lists.
Yeah, and same, like, I wanted to do have time to digest the 2023 album. That's why it's being done like a little bit late January there, but just to make sure we digest all the 23, because some albums came out very late, or we got very late December. So there you go. All right, so should we start?
Let's start.
All right, my friend Pascal, why don't you do the honors and give us your 10th favorite album of 2023?
All right, let's see. This one won't have any glare. So this is Fatale from the band The Night Eternal. So this is a band I didn't know until perhaps 2 months ago. A result of reading some lists. And they're from Germany, fairly new. This is their second album. They have also an EP, so three releases so far. And they're pretty much, I would describe them a mix of traditional metal, like Merciful Fate, and put a gothic singer on top of that. So I don't know. He reminds me a bit of Danzig, the type of vocals.
Wow.
And I heard a song. There's a video for this one, actually, Prince of Darkness, and immediately I said, "Oh, I must have this." This is so. Prince of Darkness became one of my favorite songs of the year.
Perfect.
And so I got this album and their other two releases all at the same time. And this is my number 10. Great little goth metal album by The Night Eternal.
Perfect. Don't have that one.
Not a match?
It's not a match, no. All right. Want to show us your number 10, my friend?
Mine is the fifth album by the band First Signal. This is...
There you go.
There you go. This is the singer is the singer of Harem Scarum, Harry Hess, and it's a project that...
Now I get it, yeah.
It's a project that's just made by Frontier, like it's not like a band, and it's very good. It resembles a bit of to Harem Scarum, very melodic. This album is, I would say, probably their heaviest of all the five, and it's probably, I would say, my second favorite. I think the first one was very good, and this one would probably be my second favorite. So Signal, First Signal, Face Your Fears by First Signal.
Never even heard of that.
Me neither. But it doesn't surprise me.
Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
Harem Scarum, of course.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll go with my 10th one here. I'm just going to start off with saying what a difference it makes when you add a singer to your friggin' instrumental music. So I'm going to go with Nita Strauss. Am I going to hit you there? Nita Strauss, Call of the Void. Her first album, I bought it because it was part of the Alice Cooper thing, and she's hot. But this one here, she's actually added some. There's a couple of instrumentals, obviously, there, but there's what Alice Cooper. What was the other one there? Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm. The guy from Disturbed.
Yeah.
David Draymond.
Yeah.
Dorothy. So, and of course, there's dual guitars with Marty Friedman, but this is actually a lot more enjoyable. I've actually said this on my Instagram also. Instrumental heavy metal can only go so far. This one here, you got an instrumental and not too long too. And then you got 3-4 guest vocals. So bravo for actually listening to people or listening to fans and actually getting some vocalists out there, because just instrumental, the first one does nothing for me. And anyway, there you go. Number 10, Nita Strauss, second solo album, Call of the Void. There you
go. My favorite song on that is the one with the singer for In Flames.
See, I don't know his name there. Yeah.
Anders something.
Yeah, I saw that. Anders.
One of the last ones.
Anders Frieden.
Yeah.
Yeah, the songs with the vocals are great. That's what makes the difference. Because the first one is just like double bass and probably programmed double bass and then whatever. So anyway, that's my number 10. What would you be your number 9?
Number 9. This is a band you guys know a bit better than the one before this. Metal Church. I actually was surprised that they released an album this year. I don't know if you know the recent history of the band. Last year, their first original drummer, Kirk Arrington, passed away a few years ago. I don't know if it's 3, 4, 5 years ago. Their singer at the time, Mike Howe, passed away.
That was 2 years ago.
Is it 2 years ago?
I thought it was. I was listening. I heard about it on Sea of Tranquility, and I've been only doing this for 2 years. So
okay. So yeah, well, so yeah, they had a pretty rotten last couple of years, and I kind of thought, well, that's probably the end of the band. But no, this year they released a new album, new singer, and it's pretty much the heaviest album they've done since the first one.
Wow,
great stuff. But honestly, I didn't really like the album at first when I first listened to it. The songs were there. I thought the songs were good. But it took me a while to get used to the new singer. He's pretty intense. He shouts all the time, raises his voice high. Yeah, he really takes a lot of room. But eventually, I got used to it, and that's when I was able to appreciate the album. Like I say, very intense, very heavy. Return to form from the early days. Great songs all across. They have variety. It's not heavy all the way through, but even the slower songs are kind of sinister. So yeah, I've seen this on a few top 10s or a few top 20s. It's been years since we saw Metal Church making a splash like this. So really good for the band. I think it couldn't come at a better time for them. And I was kind of wondering, in these last 10 or 15 years, there's been this resurgence of thrash music, and they were kind of into that in the first couple of albums, but they kind of lost that sound at some point, which I still completely liked. But I was always surprised for the last 10 or 15 years that they didn't get into it, because there's a lot of bands that are making comebacks from that style of music. And well, I guess finally they said, okay, let's do it, and they really good, really happy that they're having a nice wave of success like this with
There
this one.
you go. And for those of you who are in Ottawa, they're coming to the Brass Monkey in a few months, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh.
With Heathen?
Heathen.
Yeah. So anyway, FYI. So there you go. All right. Number 9.
Number 9, it will be Code Red by Primal Fear.
Yeah, but what, they're still
I have
around?
that one.
It's nothing new. You pretty much always know what you're gonna get with this band, but for some reason there's just something, especially that album. The last 2 or 3 I wasn't crazy about, but I find this one is kind of like back to form, back to the maybe more the old stuff. And yeah, it was just one of those that I kept reaching for a lot, either for when it came out this summer, like to go biking and stuff like that. It's a good, very good energy kind of album. So yeah, Primal Fear, Code Red would be my number 9.
Is there a song about metal on that?
Yeah.
I haven't heard this. Is there one?
Probably. Wasn't their last album Metal Commando or something like that?
Yeah.
Well, not even, huh?
No. Play a song.
Well, whatever. Okay. Number 9. I was not expecting anything great from this. I was just continuing to buy to complete my collection. But wow, was this actually ever good here? So I'm going to go with Doro. It's the name Conqueress, Forever Strong and Proud. The one before this was so not original. And I don't know if you guys know me either, but I hate duets with those types of band there. What the hell is that guy from Amon Amarth there? I was like, oh my God, enough. There are duets here. But Rob Halford, okay, that's and Sammy Amara, I don't know who that is there. But okay, when I first saw this, she's doing a duet with Rob Halford for Living After Midnight. I was like, oh, here we go, another cheesy cover. Cover is actually pretty good. Musically, vocally, it is what it is there. But anyway, the songs are actually, it's not, I wouldn't say original, but it's fresher and less cheesy than the one before that. I just did not like at all there. So I was just like, oh, here we go again, another album there. But anyway, I got this one late in November, September, whatever. And everybody, great songs. Like I don't think there's a dud on this here. Children of the Dawn, Fire in the Sky, Bond Unending. Again, it's not original. It's not like, wow, she's inventing the wheel. She hasn't invented any wheels in the last 20 years there. But this is actually better than what I was expecting. That's probably why I like it so much. So Doro, number 9, Conqueress, Forever Strong and Proud. And yeah, she doesn't look like that right now. It's a nice painting there, but she doesn't look like that now. But kudos to her for doing some awesome covers there. There we go. All right, we're at 8.
It's number 8. I think, Dan, you know this band. I don't know about you, Steph. Fifth Angel. The album is called When Angels Kill. Forgot the title. This is a band that I kind of knew, but I got them confused with another band that I had in my collection called Seventh Angel. So, but
wow, okay, yeah.
Not Death Angel.
Oh no. But yeah, when I saw that they had this album coming out this year, I said, well, that's not the same Fifth Angel I know, but then I checked my collection. Oh, it's Seventh Angel. Not the same thing. But I did know when I checked back on their collection, which is a very short collection for a band that's been here since 1986. They only have 4 albums.
Yeah, I know.
And their first album, I knew that.
And 2 now, yeah.
Yeah, well, they had a long break in the 90s and early 2000s. They only came back from 1991 or something, had a break until 2018. So yeah, I knew when I checked their old stuff. Oh, I knew their first album's cover. So
Yeah.
I kind of knew that there was a band out there called Fifth Angel. So I went and explored a bit, and man, this is a great album. It's melodic metal. You could compare this to what Judas Priest, Saxon is doing right now. It's this album is a concept album with little sketches in between. This little sketches remind me a bit of Operation Mindcrime from Queensryche. The story, I haven't read it, but it seems to be political but sci-fi at the same time. So yeah, really great album. From what I've listened to from their past catalog, it's I would say this is my favorite.
Wow.
Yeah, great stuff. All their albums, they have a different singer, so it's hard to keep consistency when you do that. But always great singers. The musicians are great, and yeah, recommended.
Because I seen their video from way back, Time Will Tell.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's
this is like heavy. I was like, this is like heavy hair metal.
yeah.
The way they look, because there's a look, and I was like, and my friend's like, oh no, they're not hair metal at all. It's like Leatherwolf. You're like, oh, that's hair metal because of that one video, and then you're like, that's not hair metal at all. It's like I seriously thought it was hair metal, but a heavier side of it.
Yeah, well, I think on that was their second album. They were trying to kind of go more commercial.
Yeah.
So they had a more commercial sound, a bit like what Crimson Glory did for their third album.
Yeah.
I find.
Well, they had me fooled. All right.
So that's my number 7.
Yeah, that's 8.
8.
All right, my number 8.
Number 8 would be the second solo album from Corey Taylor. I like pretty much all his stuff, everything with Slipknot and Stone Sour, and his solo stuff is very good. He's got like metal on there, he's got hard rock, he's got pop. It's just a fun album. Like there's a little bit, like I said, a little bit of everything on here, and it's I think he's a very good singer and songwriter. So it's always good stuff when he puts out the album. So that would be my number 7.
And I know that one existed. I don't own it. I just know it exists. So there you go. I'm not a Slipknot guy at all. So, all right. We're at 8 now?
Yeah.
Number 8. I actually started buying, I had a greatest hits CD from this band way back. Started buying their old stuff. Now they're coming out. They're reformed. A little bit like Fifth Angel, but instead of 20 years, it's 30 years. So I'm going to go with Angel, Once Upon a Time. Wow. I'm not going to say I didn't like this band. I just didn't care for it that much at the time. But this was, 20 years ago when I got that greatest hits. I was like, it's good, but 3 little dots. Greatest hits sometimes are not the best way to discover bands, i.e. Blue Oyster Cult. That's how I was like, so same thing with Angel. I was like, this band kind of deserves to be listened to as a whole album as opposed to a greatest hits band. But it's it's even better than the one before this, which was Risen. This was actually a very good surprise for me there. If you look at the tallest guy here, holy plastic surgery, man. Like this guy right here. I was like, wow. And this is one of the original guys from back then. So because look at this guy. Looks like, well, here. This guy looks like from the 70s, but this guy's also from the 70s. Looks like he was born yesterday. Well, you know what I mean there? But yeah, as a whole, I was actually very pleasantly surprised with Angel. And actually something that I learned from Sea of Tranquility, if you do the logo, Angel, it's actually the same thing upside down. I was like, oh, how cool is that? I was like, I learned this year or a couple of months ago. So I thought that was a cool little thing. But yeah, this was actually a very big surprise. I'm actually digging this band a lot, more than I was 20 years ago when I got that greatest hits there. I was like, whatever. But this greatest hits of the old stuff. Now they've actually, this is their third album from their comeback, I guess. There, so there you go. Once Upon a Time Angel for my number 8.
It's good. It's a good one. I like it too.
Yeah.
Yep.
He went and bought it 2 weeks ago. Oh no, well, sort of, yeah. You
I
got
had
it.
to order it.
Yeah, you got it
I didn't
after.
find it in Montreal.
Yeah.
How many albums do they have?
1, 2,
7, I think.
from the old times, I think there's 5 from the 70s and then 3 newer ones. So 8, I think.
Okay.
I think. I'm missing the first one. And the first one from the 70s and the first from the newer comeback there. So there you go. Number 8, Angel. What's your number 7?
Number 7. It's a band called Gatekeeper. And the album is called, can't remember, From Western Shores. This is a band from Canada, from
okay.
BC, Western Shores.
Now I get it. Yeah.
It's heavy metal, kind of epic, basically your warrior sorcery stuff, but without the cheese. That's one of the main things that drew me to this when I heard it was, okay, this is great. It sounds like a quest music, but it's really well written, great vocals, but it's not cheesy. So yeah, pleasantly surprised by this. I think it's their second album. I'm not sure, but a fairly new band.
You can get the first one?
After listening to this, yes, I'm going to explore a bit more what they have in the past.
There you go. All right, number 7.
Probably
Number 7. But now I feel bad because I don't have any bands with the name Angel in it, but I guess it's okay. Because you had
Fifth Angel. Oh my God. Wow, someone's paying attention more than me.
I'm listening. So my number 7 is Screaming at the Sky from Black Stone Cherry.
I know that name.
It's
You
a
too?
good hard rock country, not country, but yeah, they have kind of like a country-ish hard rock, like Lynyrd Skynyrd-ish kind of sound. Very good live band. They're very lot of energy. And this album, I would say that's their 8th album. I would say probably maybe my 3rd favorite. They're just a good fun band to listen to. So that would be.
I've heard the name.
Yeah.
They came over here or here, Montreal or here or Toronto. Like I've heard this name before. Like I just don't know where.
I didn't see them for this album, but the album before,
Okay.
which would have been 2020 or 2021.
Probably then, yeah. Like I know the name. I just, again, you're like what, 4 that I haven't heard at all there. So
Oh, I heard the band too. I don't know if I heard music from them though.
I know the name. That's about it. Yeah.
Yep.
Blackstone Cherry. All right. Number 7 for me. This is the one that I got late. I was like, wow, how the hell? And it's a band name I've known forever. Pascal is the one that said, you should try to get by this band here. So I'm going to go with Girls School, WTF 45. Holy crap, is this ever good? So I've known the name Girls School forever. And I didn't know any songs. I knew one song because I downloaded it off of iTunes because Dio guests as a vocal. And I was like, oh my God, this is like heavy, like new metal type. I was like, that is not for me, like not at all for me. And then when I started this channel, I was doing girls and bands, and my friend Pascal was like, well, that guy right there, yeah. He's like, check out Girls School. I'm like, okay, I'll try one. It was cheap. I found it in Montreal. And I was like, actually, this is actually very up my alley. And then this new album is just like their old stuff. Is super catchy and great. I mean, look at this. This doesn't look like it. I would enjoy this. No, I'm not laughing there, but I was like, I was not expecting that album shot there. But Cold Dark Heart, Bump in the Night, Barmy Army, and Invisible Killer. I was like 4 or 5 songs in a row. I was like, wow, this is like, it's like hard rock verging on maybe a little harder rock. It's not really metal, I find. Like, but that one song with Dio, I thought was way too metal for me. These girls are good fun hard rock, I find, and I'm actually glad I'm almost done their whole collection too, believe it or not. There, yeah, I actually like them a lot, but this one was actually a very good breath of fresh air too. They're not inventing the wheel again, but this was just like song after good hook song from and they're coming in Montreal on Easter, so more to come on that one in Montreal. I was like, come on, of all days. Anyway, Girl School. I don't know if it's What the Fuck 45 or WTF 45. How would you say that? WTF 45 with a question mark. Anyway, that's my number 7 right here, right?
I have to check that one out. I do have their first 4 or 5, and then a couple of their newer ones, but I didn't check that one yet.
And they're heavier, like the newer ones, right? It was like heavier.
Yeah,
You have the one with Dio?
I think so.
It's a
Don't
heavy
remember the name.
song, right? It's
Yeah.
nothing. It's like heavy metal, borderline on new metal, right? And that turned me off.
I think it was around 2010. So
Yeah.
they were trying some new things, trying to fit in, I guess.
Exactly, but the old stuff is great.
Yeah.
So,
but I liked some of their newer stuff too. So I'll have to check that one out.
yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah.
In the 70s, they were associated and early 80s a lot with Motorhead.
Motorhead, yeah.
Yep.
There's a couple of songs. One here, is this one? Where they do they do a cover of Motorhead on this Born to Raise Hell, yeah. But with Biff Byford, Phil Campbell, and Duff McKagan. So, yeah, it's a fun album. So, there you go. Girl School.
Good.
All right, now we're at 6.
Number 6. Another new band called Helm's Deep. And the album is called Treacherous Ways. They're a new band. They're a trio, but there's a few people, 2 people in there that are kind of well known. John Gallagher and Mike Heller, I think is the name. Both members of the band Raven.
Yeah, it was like the Gallagher brothers are Raven, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's 2 guys from Raven, and I think John is one of the main guys from Raven. He's the singer, right? Singer and bassist.
Well, I know it as the 2 Gallagher brothers, apparently.
Yeah. So somehow there's this new guy, the singer guitarist, knows these 2 guys, and they formed a band together this year and released an album that's new wave of British heavy metal in style, but kind of a lot more complicated than what Raven is used to providing. Raven is more meat and potatoes kind of new wave of British heavy metal. This is like guitars are great. They're it's a lot more intricate, but it's still from, it still sounds like the early 80s. So that was a great surprise. And I don't know where this guy comes from, the singer guitarist, but great stuff from him and from the Raven guys. I actually like this more than I like Raven, but that's just my tastes. That this is more suited to my tastes.
There you go. And speaking of Raven, whoever is in the Ottawa area, Raven and Vicious Rumors are coming to the Rainbow of all bars. Rainbow. So I was like, okay, that's an odd place to go, but yeah, they're coming to Ottawa. So there you go. All right, number 6.
Number 6. Let's go with the title Megalomanium by the band Eclipse.
I think I know the name.
Very, very good.
I think so.
Melodic rock band. the first single called "Got It." I don't think I've ever heard a catchy song like this in the last whatever how many years. Like it's just a fun, catchy song that you just as soon as you hear it, you want to play it again just because it's so fun. But yeah, this album, they've been on a good run for the past, I would say, 4 or 5 albums. Like every album is super good, and it seems like they keep getting better. This is maybe their, I would say, 11th or 12th album, and very very good again by Frontiers Records.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's where I know that from.
but yeah, Eclipse. I won't say the title again because, but very good.
Pays
very good.
well at Scrabble. Is that it?
Yeah,
Anybody we know in that, or
yeah.
Jeff Scott Soto?
Oh, in this? No,
Yeah.
no. But good. Now that you mentioned Jeff Scott Soto, when Jeff Scott Soto does his side project called Wet, there's members of Eclipse.
There you go. Do I know this guy or what? Yeah.
So yes, this is how I found out about
Oh, yeah,
them.
there you go.
But
Frontiers is great, by the way. Frontiers Records is
They have to get their stuff when it comes out.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, especially vinyl. I don't know about CDs.
CDs
They,
also,
CD too. They make
yeah.
short runs. Yeah, only. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 6. We're at yeah. All right, 6. Well, I love the cover, but you don't really see the band name, so I'm gonna go with Electric Boys, Grand Explosivos. So these guys were what, popular in the late 80s, early 90s, then disbanded for what, 10, 20 years, came back with 3, 4 strong albums. I would say this is their second best one of their 4 last. No, these guys are all like releasing something every 2 years. 5 albums, I think. They're second best out of those 2 latest 5 albums. These guys just, I mean, it's funk metal. I don't know if you guys remember back in the 90s there, the videos that they showed was all about funk metal. Well, funk metal was a big thing in the early 90s, I guess there. But yeah, these guys can still friggin' like rock and funk it up, I guess there. Again, I was just buying it because, well, the first song is called When Life Treats You Funky.
Better safe than sober. Love that song.
That's great.
Oh,
yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
It's this whole that I love this album here. It's it was as a surprise, but yeah, again, nothing new. They didn't invent any wheel there, but as if you're a fan of Electric Boys, this is easily one of their better ones. Maybe not as good as their first 3, but definitely one of the better ones in era number 2 of Electric Boys. So number 6 we're at here. Grand Explosivos. There's the title right here. I do love the artwork, but like I said, the band name is like a tattoo, and it's like, whatever. There you go. Grand Explosivos. Should have been Electric Boys and Grand Explosivos as the title. I don't know. But there you go. Number 6 for me.
I like the artwork.
What's that?
I like the
I love the packaging. The artwork is great. Yeah. A little cartoony, but yeah, great. All right, we're at 5 now.
top
Now
5.
at 5. All right. The new one from Anthem.
Didn't you just get that today?
Yesterday. But I've been listening to it since December.
Yeah.
Anthem, Crimson, and Jet Black. They're a Japanese band. The only I have one album. Well, technically 2 albums. There's one that they did covers. The only reason why I have these albums was because one of my favorite singers, Graham Bonnet, is singing for them on that album.
Of course.
Yep. I never bothered really to check anything else from them. And then this year, I saw this album on a few lists, and one of my friends told me, "Oh, you have to listen to this," and so I finally did. And this is exactly the kind of power metal I like. It's not fantasy based. It's not like Rhapsody or Blind Guardian or even Halloween. It's more like Riot from their power metal days,
Mhm.
like Thunder Steel, Immortal Soul, that kind of thing. So more based on Rainbow than anything
Yeah.
else. So it's classy. Uh, Everything is clear. The production is spotless. Guitars are great. But yeah, it's a great old school power metal from Japan. And I will now have to go back and because I think they have a pretty big discography. I'll have to check if they have anything else that's as good as this.
So is Graham Bonnet just guesting on that, or is he a
Oh,
full-time
he's not.
singer?
He's not on this. Not at all.
Oh, the previous
This,
one. Okay,
uh,
gotcha.
Graham Bonnet is on an album from the early 2000s, I think.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Yeah,
That's the only reason why I know this band.
I've heard. I think it was one of the top 3 or top 5 on Sea of Tranquility, and I think Butch had that one. And I checked it out, and I loved it. Like it's so good. It's kind of like I don't know, like a loudness, but better, like a little heavier and more. I don't know.
The guitarist is awesome.
Yeah.
I don't even know his name. It's so new to me that
Mhm.
I don't even know the guys' names in the band, but really, really good. The singer's great too. Yeah,
I think I think the singer that's on now was on a few previous album. Then he left. Then he came back, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Yeah,
And
I have to get up to speed on their history. I know nothing barely
I
apart
think they
from
have
Graham
like
Bonnet.
20 albums.
Yeah.
Same like loudness then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. All right, number 5.
Number 5, the album Drive by the Defiance.
The Defiance.
The Defiance.
There you go. Yeah.
So this is their 3rd album, and you know me, Dan. I like my Danger Danger. So this is pretty much Danger Danger without the original singer Ted Poley. It's with the Canadian
Paul Lane?
Paul Lane.
Oh.
So what they do is they kind of like when they feel like doing Danger Danger with Ted Poley, they do Danger Danger, and when they want to do the other kind of stuff with Paul Laney, they do it under the Defiance. So very good hard rock. It's kind of like in the same style as Danger Danger, but with another singer. There is one song that is they're the 2 singles, "Go Big or Go Home" or 19 Summertime are like super catchy. Like it's if you would have come out with that like in the 80s or whatever, like those would have been like super big hits. But yeah, it's just a good summertime album, like you put in the car, and it's yeah. So the Defiance Drive. Didn't know that one.
I did not know that even existed. I know Paul Lane. I have an album. I have a solo album upstairs. The first one there, Stick It in Your Ear. Yeah. You saw him live too with me, Pascal. Open for
Yep.
Joe Satriani. Anyway,
My
I do like
first
Danger
concert.
with Paul Lane. I'll
Okay.
say that. All right. Number 5 was not expecting anything much from this at all when it first was announced. I was like, oh my God. Dawkins, Heaven Comes Down. I was like, I even saw the first 2 videos. They're so Dawkins doesn't make good videos, by the way. We all know that.
Burning
But-
like a flame.
That's actually one of their better ones. But I don't know, man. Like this one actually, as a whole album, kind of took me by surprise because my expectations were so low. And again, I was buying this just to complete my collection because I'm a completist. You guys know that. But yeah, this is actually very good. And if you listen to those 2 singles or videos that they had on YouTube or whatever, but you put them on the album one after the other. I was like, okay, it works like that, but just songs like that, I was like, they're good. But yeah, I was very surprised. Now, some people will say, "Oh my God, Don, you suck now. Your vocals suck," and I was one of those guys. Like, you know what, give it up. But then I saw this interview of what the shit he went through. I don't know if you saw that video. I was like, oh my God, it's like I couldn't believe. I was like, okay, you know what? Hats off to you for actually being able to do this. That's what I got out of that interview, and it was actually very, because of all that bad vocal issues and paralyzation on one side of the one arm or whatever. It's just like, hats off, Don. You actually pulled off something pretty good, considering blah blah blah. So yeah, number 5 for me here, Dawkin, Heaven Comes Down. Maybe I got influenced by myself by not expecting much at all from this. So there you go. Dawkin, Heaven Comes Down. Number 5.
I think what I like about the album is that he's not trying to sing like he used to. He's singing like he's capable of, like, at this moment, and I think it works perfectly. Like, everything else.
It was very surprising.
Yeah.
But mind you, can he sing those old songs? No. So
like live,
live is. But anyway, it is what it is, right? But you know what? Like I said, I'm going to give hats off to him for going through what he went through, medically and whatever. You know what? Good job. All right, number 4.
Number 4, Kenneth, the album Voyage. This is, do you guys know the
Another one we don't know yet.
You guys know the new wave of British heavy metal band Satan?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so they came back in the 2015 after a long while of not doing anything. They now have 4 albums since they came back. All of them are great. Many people are saying, and I'm one of them, saying that it's the best comeback in metal. The guitarist for Satan has this little side project called Tanith. This is their second album. It's a trio. Their sound is retro 70s rock with a progressive angle on it. It sounds a bit like a cross between Thin Lizzy, Led Zeppelin. What else? Yeah, these kind of old bands. Blue Oyster Cult a bit in there.
Not like Satan, then.
Not like Satan, but it's kind of it's kind of mellow, but it's still hard rock. But it sounds like something that could have come out in '72, let's say.
Okay.
Even down to it sounds very analog, and even it sounds as if they're doing all their music first take, but you can see that there's layers and stuff, so you know that there's some studio trickery. But really great from top to bottom. Really fun listen. So yeah, it's not metal, but really good retro stuff.
Cool. All right, I know nothing about that one, but yeah. All right, number 4.
Number 4, it's the third solo album by one of my favorite guitarists of the past 10-12 years. He's played with Whitesnake, with Night Ranger. He's now with Revolution Saints. It's the Joel Orchestra's 13, Crash of Life.
How do you pronounce his
Orchestra?
Hoekstra. I say Hoekstra. I don't know.
Hoekstras? Yeah.
Like a hoax?
Yeah, but it's Hoeks.
Okay.
Stra.
So he's got a new singer on this one, but Jeff Scott Soto still does backing vocals. So that's not why I got it. Like I said, I really like his guitar playing and stuff, and it was the kind of album. It's definitely better than the second one, but it still took a little bit of time to get used to. I think it was because of the new singer, maybe, which I think the new singer is now the new singer of the End Machine. Remember when we were talking the other day that he replaced?
Oh my God, that one, the George Lynch thing there.
Yeah.
Okay.
He replaced the Warren singer. Anyway, so yeah, this album just very good hard rock music. And if you like great guitar playing, not like he's not like overdoing it. It's just more about the riffs and the solos, but nothing like too
Love that one, yeah.
too
Love
crazy.
that even more.
Yeah.
How about would you be surprised if I told you, if you guys watched my last episode, my dad saw that guy live. He used to play for Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
A few 5-7 years ago. So yeah, my dad saw that guy live.
There you go.
There you go. Pierre wins another one.
I
right.
didn't think this band had Charles Aznavour.
Yeah. No. No, I'm talking about my type of music there. All right, so 4. This is a surprise, by the way. So let's go back to 1989-90. Pascal actually had this on cassette way back, their first album. They haven't released anything since then. And then this year came out with an album. And I'm going to go with Heaven's Edge, Get It Right. This album kicks that album's ass. Like the first one, I have it on vinyl upstairs. It sucks compared to this. It's side 1 is so like have you heard this one?
Oh yeah.
Had Enough is like such a great hard rocker mixing major and minor notes at I'm talking musicians here, but even ballads are actually good on this one. I couldn't believe it. The album cover sucks. Like, what the hell was this G with 2 different fonts? Get It Right. Terrible album cover. Maybe the guy with the kick is fine there. But, wow, I was not expecting to like this at all. Like, not as much as, like, number 4 here. So, yeah, Heaven's Edge, Get It Right. The first one is, I mean, Skin to Skin is good for what it is. But, yeah, I find this one so much better, even though it's the same type of music. They haven't really evolved. Maybe got a little bit more, current, but I love this. Like, this is a great album. I was surprised to see a Heaven's Edge album make it. And actually, my friend Kevin from Sonic Boom TV actually put this as his second favorite album of 2023. So, Kevin, yeah, this is the one I was telling you about that we have. That, by the way, it's the only match we have there. But yeah, Heaven's Edge, Get It Right. Did not see this coming. But I first saw the first single. I was like, wow, that's actually good. Bought the album on a whim and got the first one also there. And this is even better than the first one, in my opinion. So there you go. Heaven's Edge, Get It Right. Great album, terrible album cover. And terrible font. You know what? Next time, get it right. I just thought that up. You thought that was clever? Anyway. All right.
That was good.
Yeah.
We can cut that off.
We're not cutting anything. Number 3 now?
We're at number 3.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Overkill Scorched from Thrash Legends Overkill. This one came out the same day, I think, as Metallica's 72 seasons. What's it called? Anyways, it came out
72.
72
It's
seasons
72
or something.
The year we were born, guys.
Is that what it's about?
So,
Yeah.
It's about me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought, anyways. So yeah, Overkill. They've been they've been on fire since 2010. Don't know if you guys have heard any of their albums since then, like Ironbound, White Devil Armory. Great stuff all around. But I would venture that this is probably their best album in the last while, pretty much since the 90s. Great stuff. I think they're one of these bands that made the most of COVID and probably had these songs ready. And instead of releasing something during COVID, they just worked these songs until they were at their best. and release the songs afterwards. Usually they're a band that release an album every 2 years. I think this has been 4 years. So yeah, so probably just working these songs, and it paid. It's a really, really great album. You've got the thrash in there, but for anybody who's been, a lot of people have been dismissing Overkill. Oh yeah, they always do the same thing. They're a bit like a Motorhead kind of band. I completely disagree. For sure, they're my favorite thrash band. But Overkill, but on this one, they're doing a lot of stuff that they've never done before. The album still thrashy, but they have more of a slant towards, just regular heavy metal. And they even go so far as last song, Bag of Bones, having almost bluesy kind of thrash groove, really original songs. So yeah, and I don't know how what's his name, Bobby Blitz
Watts?
Blitz, whatever, Bobby. I don't know how he does it, but he sounds as great as he did back in the 80s. So great stuff.
You'd get along great with Keith from the Kansas Connection. He loves Overkill. And I'll remember, again, to this day, when Pascal, Yan, and I went to see Anthrax. And I was sure Anthrax was one of his top, Pascal's top bands. And he's like, no, Overkill is actually one of his top. That was last summer?
Yeah. Well, they're up. This is their 20th album. And okay, like every band, they got their ups and downs. And of course, in the early 2000s, they suffered an identity crisis, like many other bands. But their albums weren't bad. And 20 albums, everything. They're a really consistent band, and that's pretty much why I kind of find that overall, I like Overkill stuff better than any other thrash output. When you judge their whole career, Overkill to me comes in first.
Cool. No, I was just surprised. All right, we're 3 now.
Yeah.
All right.
So number 3 would be 7 by Winger. So when I heard the first single, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. And the album doesn't disappoint at all. I think every song, I don't think there's a dud on this album. Maybe at the end a little bit. I find they kind of lose steam
a little bit.
But and it's fun to see Paul Taylor back, and definitely
how to do a reunion right.
Exactly. Very good hard rock album. I'm a big Red Beach fan, and he's killing it as always.
They're all 5 members contribute something great. Why do I say that? Maybe there's more on that one later.
That's why I'll stop here, and I'll let the expert finish it.
There you go.
I am curious in hearing all of it. I heard like 2 or 3 singles. All of them were good. So
and they all sound different.
Yeah.
Okay, number 3 for me now. I was blown away by the first single. I know Pascal was iffy about that first single, but the album itself was actually great. So I'm going to go with Extreme 6. Rise is going to be the best guitar solo. And I've seen him play it live. He plays it like exactly the same. I was like, wow. But not just Rise, like the ballads on here are good. Or if a song starts off, there's always something, it ends on a cool part. I don't know. I love this one here. This is what actually got me buying. I had them on CD way back. Okay, long story short, you guys know I'm a completist. It's very, very rare I buy a band and I'm so fed up with them, I tell them to fuck off and I don't buy anything. This was one of them. After More Than Words and Wholehearted, I told them, you know what, get lost. I couldn't do it. This album kind of brought back the faith in Extreme. This to me was a good. I listened to parts of Saudades of Rock there, which has had some good songs. It was decent, But yeah, this one was just like I was very again, like the Dawkins one, was not expecting much, but yeah, I was actually very impressed by the whole, not just the Rise song there, Rebel, Banshee. What was the other side of the rainbow? Which one was it? Hurricane. Oh, Beautiful Girls was great. Beautiful Girls at the end there was great. Anyway, I was just surprised at how good the whole package was here. And so anyway, Extreme 6 to me is my third favorite album of 2023. This came out early in 2023, like very early. This is
March,
one of the first
maybe.
one of the first ones there. So there you go. Extreme number 6. Okay, Extreme 6 number 3. There you go. That made sense right here.
Yeah.
All right. Et vous, Pascal?
Number 2.
Yevers.
Yeah, that one too came out early in the year. Uriah Heep, Chaos in Color.
I heard great things about it.
Yes, it's a great album. It almost made it to number 1 for
Yeah,
the
I was
part,
expecting that one to be number 1 for you.
for the longest part of the year. It was. It got beat in September or something by something else. But yeah, I mean, little story about this album. When I heard that they were coming out with a new album, I'm gonna go and listen to their last album just for just to get in the mood. I get to their last album, which is Living the Dream, and I hadn't gotten it out of the wrap. I never listened to it. I bought it, put it in my rack, and never bothered to listen to it. So I listened to it, and I was blown. It's like, holy shit, this is good stuff. It's even better than what they did in the 70s almost. You can't blaspheme too much about their 70s stuff. But yeah, I mean, if you ask me what type of Uriah Heep I like to hear on any given day, I'll say anything they did in the last 15 years is top notch for me. But Living the Dream was great. And then when I heard that, this is as good as Living the Dream. So yeah, for the longest part of the year was my first one, but got beat up just at the end of the year by something else. But
All right.
if you like 70s type hard rock with Hammond organs, with a lot of energies, great production, this is the stuff.
I have a few Uriah Heeps, but I'm like, oh my God, how many albums they have? 20 something? I was like, here
26.
we go again, another long
26.
collect. 26?
Yes.
How about Mac?
They released like 12 albums just in the 70s. So
Wow. I have 3 of them. So
yeah,
maybe one day we'll see there.
they're on tour with Saxon.
What's that?
They're on tour with Saxon.
Yes, I know, not coming here. But
Are they not?
there
maybe
maybe
they'll add some
Montreal or
dates.
Toronto, I forget there, but I think there's dates coming soon or something.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Joel Orchestra is playing guitar with them for this tour.
Okay, I'll have to
So
check.
Uriah Heep?
Yeah,
All
maybe
right.
check that out after there. But I'm pretty sure I heard that he'll be on tour with them for a while.
That guy's really want to get his name out there, right? All right. Number
So-
2.
My number 2, I don't have the physical copy, so Dan will put it around
Right here.
somewhere.
I can't wait to hear what this is.
So, the reason why I don't have the copy is because it's only sold on their website and it's always sold out. This is the 4th album from this band. It's their first album in 23 years. It's a band called The Marvelous Three.
Oh my God, those guys! Butch Walker
Butch
and
Walker and
and-
everybody from South Gang except the
Oh.
singer.
they're just reissuing their
Catalog?
what the hell is that?
Ready, Sex, Go?
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
They're reissuing it on vinyl. I was like, is this good?
Very good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. It's power pop. The guy can write like melodies and catchy stuff. Like
He's known as a good writer.
Oh, yeah,
Like I hear
he's-
his name all the time.
he produced and wrote a lot of songs for like Pink and Avril Lavigne and a bunch of pop stars, whatever. But his own stuff he likes to do when he does his solo stuff. he likes to be more out there, but with the Marvelous Tree, it's just like good power pop, catchy stuff. So the album is just called Four. So yeah, just a great album. I was really happy to see them back together, and very surprised how good they still sound, and how
I was not expecting that.
I know.
Sorry. Like, probably Pascal doesn't know, but I know exactly who you're talking about. Wow. And Jace was the bass?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my God. That brings back some memories.
So that was did you like South Gang? Do you have any South Gang?
No, it's expensive.
Oh.
Actually, the CD Tainted Angel, I gave it or sold it to you. If you still have it.
I have it on CD, but
It's from me.
Oh yeah? Oh.
Way back.
Way back.
At the time, I didn't. Again, there was one time that hair metal, but like after what happened with the 90s, I'm so reappreciating all the hair metal that I thought was iffy at the time. So, anyway. Okay, so that was your number two. My number two. So, when I'm going to show my number two, you'll probably guess what the fuck my number one's going to be now. So, my number two. Well, I'll just show it. Alice Cooper Road. I was not crazy about the two before. Detroit Story. They were good. No, Detroit Stories, and was it Paranormal before this? But this guy's like 70, over 75, 77. I checked his age. I was like, how the hell can he be so productive? And actually, this one is, I mean, it's nothing original again, but it's like old Alice Cooper mixed with newer Alice Cooper. Like, I'm Alice is a great. Again, listening to just those YouTube videos alone, I was like, okay, it's good, but as a whole album, this is friggin' great. My Rules of the Road has got to be some of the funnier lyrics out there. It's the Big Boots. That's a funny. Is he talking about boobs? By the way, we're all wondering. But he's not saying boobs. He's saying boots. She's got big boots. Come on, like. But anyway, I was actually very pleasantly surprised. Not that I'm expecting anything bad from Alice. I love Alice Cooper, but Detroit Stories and Paranormal to me were like good, not great. This is good, verging on great. So we'll see again how Magic Bus. No, I would have taken that one out. That's a dumb cover with a drum solo of all things. But yeah, like Road Rats Forever is a better version than the version on Lace and Whiskey. I'll give him that. He annoys me sometimes when he redoes his older songs. This one actually works. But how many times has he done Detroit City? 3 times? I'm like, come on, Alice. You're better than this. Anyway, Alice Cooper Road for me, number 2. Pleasant surprise after the okayness of Detroit Stories and Paranormal. There you go. And your number 1, my friend.
My number 1, my least heavy this year. Andy
Taylor.
Oh,
Andy Taylor.
Yeah.
Man's a Wolf to Man. You guys know Andy Taylor?
Yeah.
I should know. He keeps fucking bugging me about it the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. So as a solo artist, I think he only has an album in 1987 or something, Thunder, which is hard rock kind of stuff. But what he's really known for is he was the guitarist for Duran Duran in the early days and the first four album, and he went in and out of Duran Duran over time. But he's responsible for some of Duran Duran's biggest early hits, like Hungry Egg the Wolf, I think, Union of the Snake, New Moon on Monday, that kind of stuff. I've always found his album Thunder was kind of underrated, really good. I only bought it this year, but it's only because I couldn't find it at a reasonable price. And finally, I learned that he was releasing an album this year. I don't know why in my head it I kind of expected something hard rock. It's not really hard rock. It's kind of rock, uh, pop rock at times. What it is, though, it's a amazing showcase of songwriting. The guy is an amazing songwriter. He's got the pop hooks when it's needed. This album is varied, but it's also cohesive. You've got something like Influential Blondes that has a bit of a alternative vibe to it. Then you have I don't remember Try to Get Even, that's kind of got a country vibe to it, but it's not totally country. It's just injecting these elements into it. Reaching Out to You is the one that's the closest to something you would expect from Duran Duran. So yeah, everything on there is really, really great songwriting. I would compare a bit like it's pretty much as heavy as what's his name, David Bowie kind of stuff, and even sounds like David Bowie when he sings sometimes. So yeah, my number one, a big surprise, probably one of the my favorite things that Andy Taylor's done.
Cool. All right, I will check it out. That and the Marvelous Three's got me intrigued, and the Uriah Heep too.
Oh.
All right, number one.
Number one would be 6 by Extreme. I just love this album. Like you said, like take away all the like the singles they released, they were all great, but there's so much good stuff on here. Like even like a song like Thicker Than Blood, like it's a simple song, but like you said, at one point there's like this solo and this little chug. It's kind of like, oh my God, like just little things like that. And Beautiful Girl is like
that was a good surprise.
so catchy. It's kind of like a Van Halen-ish kind of David Lee Roth kind of song.
Are you saying that because of the title?
No.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Other Side of the Rainbow, like it's like the melody, everything.
The ballads work and the rockers work.
Yeah.
It was a good, because ballads sometimes I could give or take, you know.
Yeah,
like,
you sometimes you can say like this album is good if you can take this ballad out. Like it kind of messes up.
But these ones, all the ballads are good.
Yeah. So yeah, Nuno is one of my favorite guitarists, and he's very he shines on this one. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, you got embossed avec un relief là.
Okay.
That same thing as my record, yeah.
So yeah, so number one, Extreme 6.
Cool. All right, well, number one, I guess everybody knows now what it is. It was between a toss-up between Alice and this one, but you know what? I actually liked this one a lot more. Proud Desperado caught me off guard because when I first heard the preview, I was like, just the Proud Desperado part was good, but it's the part after, I was like, oh my God, like talk about a great chorus. Heaven's Falling is good. Trails of Blood. Resurrect Me is a great, catchy song. I was expecting that to be one of their videos. Stick the Knife In and Twist. What, like, that's what almost, I'm not to say thrashy, but like, it's a heavy song. Again, the One Light to Burn, Do or Die, or Time Bomb are good, but it all comes back around. Like when I first heard that one epic long song, I was like, it's good. Then it turned out to be my favorite song of the album.
Is that the one with the video?
It's got a long guitar solo at the end of video. It looks like it was done in Rome almost. But
Yeah, that was a great song.
Oh yeah, it's like, but my first listen, I thought it was good, but the more I listened to it, I was like, it's like a Headed to Heartbreak format where it's like a big long song ends with a big long guitar solo, or Witness, same thing. Right now, I'm not sure which one is my favorite out of those three epic songs, but yeah, like I absolutely love, like Kip knows what the hell he's doing when he produces, writes, but yeah, there's some great little gems here, like especially like Stick the Knife In and Twist. It's Okay is good, but it's What I do like is because it's a shared vocal with Red Beach.
Yeah.
At first, I didn't know it was him there. Tears of Blood is a great. They have a video for Proud Desperado, Tears of Blood, Voodoo Fire, and It All Comes Back Around. Apparently, they have 6. Still waiting for 5 and 6 there. So, Winger 7. You know, this is how the. Wow, that was worth it. Anyway, Winger 7 to me is yeah. I love this band. I know I'm biased with these guys, but I like this one better than as a whole. Better Days Coming and Karma. Karma and Better Days Coming, I find Better Days has 5 great first songs, and the rest is good. But this one, yeah, it's a great one here too. So number 1 for me for 2023 is 7. Not the most original title. Same thing with Extreme 6. I was like, it all came at the same time. I was like, come on, guys, did you guys phone each other?
And Marvelous 3, 4.
Marvelous 3. I didn't know about that one, but thanks for ruining it.
So we go.
All right. We'll make it quick there. We'll do our honorable mentions there.
Yeah, quickly. Elegant Weapon.
Uh-huh.
You guys know this? Richie Faulkner's band. Richie Faulkner's from Judas Priest. So it's a side project here.
Yeah.
I would guess it's along the lines of Michael Schenker Group, that kind of stuff.
It's like a super group, right? Yeah.
Yeah, super group with Ronnie Romero. He's doing a lot of stuff these days as a singer. Greek band. Barely can see it's a very dark cover. Band is called Triumpher. It's their first album called Storming the Walls. It's got kind of a Manowar kind of vibe to it with a few elements of thrash, black metal. Witch Hazel called Four Sacrament. So that's their 4th album. They're a British Christian hard rock band. Kind of sounds like a retro 70s, almost AOR.
I like the cover.
Yeah.
Cover's cool.
You like the music. I think you'd like the music. It's Thin Lizzy kind of stuff. It's arena rock from the 70s, pretty much. Burning Witches, the Dark Tower, all-female band from Switzerland. Their 4th or 5th album. I wasn't too keen on them in what I heard years previously, but what I heard this year, that they had 4 videos, and I watched them all, and I was, holy shit, this is good.
Is Courtney Cox? I know she's a touring guitarist now, but is she on the album?
She's on 4 or 5 songs.
Oh, okay. She's like
she's from what, the Iron Maidens?
Iron Maidens, like the Nikki String I was telling you about there. Good for her.
And last but not least, I appreciate this album all the more.
Oh, you got it.
It took me. It was hard enough to get it. It was lost twice in the mail before I was able to get it. The 3rd time was the charm. I always really love what Vanderberg release. They're back with the Sharks too, the Flying Sharks. So that's great. So not the most original stuff, but I love how he plays guitar. I love his tone. I love his music, and this is no different. Took me a few listens, like you, Steff. You told me it took you a while to get into. Took me a few listens, but now this is great stuff.
Cool. Do you have any?
Yeah, well, no props there, but
I'll put them here, I guess.
You don't have to.
No? Okay.
The Electric Angel, that was a big surprise for me. Like
Angel.
Who the hell is Electric Angel?
So I
thought you didn't have any fucking Angel.
I wanted something with Angel.
Electric Boys?
Electric Boys. So that was a big surprise for me. Like I only have their album, the first 3, so I don't really know anything after that. But when you did your review or talked about it, I took a chance, and I will
get their first if you like the. And Them Boys Done Twang, the first of the reunion. Great one. Yeah, that would be my favorite of the newer ones. Go on.
Then the Alice Cooper, I really enjoyed the Dawkins one. I really enjoyed the Overkill. and probably more on the poppy side. The new Rick Springfield was pretty good, which is an artist that I really really like.
Yeah, that's.
Did not know he had an album.
Did not know he was still doing stuff.
Come on.
I just learned that. He's no longer on General Hospital?
No, he moved to Days of Our Lives.
All right. Make my honorable mentions quick. Danko Jones, you would have made the top 10 if it wasn't for your fucking swearings. I know I'm swearing, but guess who's back, motherfucker? I'm here for a good time, motherfucker. I'm like, come on. Like, it's good songs again, but enough with your swearing. Like, the first two songs are just about motherfuckers and all that. They're just like over and over, like repeated there. So good music, but would have made a top 10 if it wasn't for the dumb lyrics. And this is just for fun, but Shania Twain, Giddy Up. It's not really hard rock. Well, it's not hard rock at all. But it's fun. It's fun for what it is. So Shania Twain, Queen of Me, sorry. Giddy Up is her song there. Queen of Me. There you go. And those are my honorable mentions. And we'll talk about the other crap I have upstairs later on. So there's some stuff that, like, whatever. Anyway, those are our top 10 for 2003. If you guys would like to share your top 10 of 2003, go ahead, share us in the comments below. I would like to thank my friend Pascal and my friend Steff for actually joining me for doing this here. It's been a year in the making. I don't know if you guys are like me, but 2024, I've already got 4 or 5 pre-orders. It's
Got 2.
I have like 4 or 5 right now, pre-orders. They're already ordered, and there's 3 more I have to order today or this weekend there. So ridiculous. And 2023 for me was okay year, I find, volume-wise there. But 2024 was like, oh my God, what am I getting myself into? So anyway, thank you guys for joining me here. Much appreciated.
Thanks for having us.
No, thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Again, guys, if you want to type in your top 10, go ahead in the comments. And we're curious to see what your top 10s are too. So hope you guys enjoyed 2023. Looking forward to top 10 2024. Shall we do this again next year?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Excellent. It's a date. All right. Thank you, guys. And we shall see you guys next episode.